日本時間5月25日、米国時間5月24日、ロサンゼルス、ドジャースが敵地ミルウォーキーでブリュワーズに勝利し、ロード9連戦を7勝2敗で締めくくった。中心にいたのは、またしても圧巻の投球を見せた山本由伸だった。山本は7回1失点、三振数こそ多くなかったが、シンカーとスプリットを巧みに操り、打者に弱いゴロを量産、ダブルプレーも誘発し、試合を完全に支配した。米解説陣は、球界最高クラスの投手、ドジャースの真のエースと絶賛。昨季韓国での開幕戦から大きく成長した姿に、現地メディアも驚きを隠せなかった。打線ではカイル、タッカーが復調気配を見せ、連日の長打で存在感を発揮。左方向へ強い打球を打てたことが大きい、と語り、状態上昇を実感している様子だった。ドジャースは今季おなじみとなった、勝利の方程式で再び快勝。先発が試合を作り、強力ブルペンが指名。打線が終盤に突き放す。対戦相手の首脳陣も、山本は効率的すぎる。簡単に崩せない。と脱帽した。この後、番組では山本由伸の投球分析や試合後インタビューの詳細が紹介される。ぜひ最後までご覧いただきたい。
Kyle, all of last year you had 4 triples. You now have 1 in back-to-back games. Plus you add that double today. What does that just say as to where your swing is at right now? But also I kind of have to imagine your legs got to be a little tired after those 2.
Yeah, I mean, running around, I mean, it's worth it. So that's a good thing. But I mean, I'd like to stay inside the ball a little bit better. I feel like I mean, I'll take them. I mean, they were down the line, but you know, just trying to do my part, barrel them up, trying to have decent at bats, and just try and get guys in. So worked out well for us today.
With the 2-run triple today, it was against a lefty. When you look at your numbers this month against lefty, you've gotten really back on track. What do you think has just led to that success?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what my numbers are, but I mean, I don't necessarily care too much. Like if it's a lefty or right up on the mound, like I'd try and take the same at bat and have a good approach regardless. So I mean, Mook and Freddie did a great job getting on base in front of me and just kind of putting some pressure on them to try and make some pitches or make a play or something. So worked out well for us. And then Andy right behind me coming up with a big 2-run homer there was huge.
Yoshinobu set the tone in this one. 7 innings of work, but not too many strikeouts, more putting the ball on the ground. What was it like just playing behind him today?
Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, watching him, pitch every single time he's out there is really fun to watch. I mean, he either gets his strikeouts or weak contact. Like he locates really well. I mean, even facing him previously, I mean, it's tough. I feel like he just dots everything, and you just got to wait for him to make a mistake, but he rarely does that. So it's been a lot of fun playing behind him this year.
I know he hasn't made anything of it, but just to give him some run support today, how good did that feel just for the offense?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, our pitching staff's done a phenomenal job for us all year long. So we just try and do our part and put together good at bats and just try and score some runs and give him a little bit of a breathing room. So we were able to do that there in the 5th right there.
All right, Kyle, congratulations on this win and an excellent road trip overall.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, just for the record, my chair won't go any higher. I'm not 4'2". Dodgers win 2 of 3 here in Milwaukee, and he's not 6'9". They win 2 of 3 in Milwaukee. They go 7-2 on this trip. Yamamoto does it again today. The difference was they got him some support.
Yeah, over the last 11 games, they're 9-2, and the same formula, right? Outstanding pitching, great bullpen. They make their 17th come from behind win. These guys don't quit, and it's great when you have a bullpen that shuts people down because it's easy to come back. So it was really a great job by Yamamoto.
And they'll come home, take on the Rockies to open this homestand, and then the Phillies at the back end of it.
Yeah, you got to beat up on the teams you're supposed to beat up on, and those Rockies are really near the bottom. So between San Francisco and Colorado, when you're in the National League West, these are teams you got to make hay against.
All right, Dodgers take advantage today of the outing from Yamamoto. They go 7-2 on this 3-city trip.
Yoshi, when you look at your outing, just 7 innings of work, not as much swing and miss as usual, but to be putting the ball on the ground, what did that just say as to where your stuff was at today?
今日普段に比べてちょっと空振りの数が比較的少なかったと思うんですけども、それでもうまくいったっていうのは何を考えてたんでしょうか。
積極的に振ってきてたので、とにかく丁寧にしっかりいいところに狙って投げていきました。
Because they're being really aggressive, so I was just trying to be fine and then hit the spot where I wanted to locate my balls.
Was that an adjustment that you made in game, or is that kind of the plan for you going into this one?
そこはゲームの前からそういうプランとしてあったんですか、それともそのゲームの中でそういう風に投げていこうと思ったんですか。
振ってくる前提で、準備はしてましたし、試合に入って、実際にすごく積極的に来てたので、とにかく失投がないように、集中して、投げれたのでよかったと思います。
I was prepared with their aggressive lineup in my mind, and then I was focusing on executing my pitches one at a time.
Your own notes in your memo book. How much did you look at those notes from last year's playoffs for today's start?
ベンチでイニング間にノートを結構見てるんですけども、ノートっていうのは去年のプレーオフぐらいからこの時点まで結構使うようにしてるんですか？
そうです。ずっと使ってました。使ってましたね。そうです。
I had been using that. It's been quite a while. I've been using that for a long time. 今日ももちろん使いましたね。
そうですね。いつも通り。
Yes, I was checking the notebook.
Looking through your last couple of starts, how do you think you've improved, especially in two strike?
I'm sorry, that was loud. Looking what?
At your last few starts, how do you feel like you're improving over your, especially in two strike counts?
今日ここ数試合の出来から今日の試合登板に比べてどれくらい良くなったでしょう？
そうです。そんなに大きく変わりはないですけど、今日は、より丁寧に投げていけましたし、少しランナーためながらのところもありましたけど、冷静にセット入ってからも投げていけたので、そこが良かったかなと思います。
I personally don't feel like there has been much difference yet. So today, because like I said, I was focusing on one hitter at a time and then trying to be fine. And then there were some situation I was having a runners on, so that made me more to be precise and then focusing on my own execution.
Again, great outing for him. 7 innings pitched. He only gave up 1 D-Train. And let's go to the K-Zone. Show us, break it down what he looked like.
You know what? This is why he's one of the best arms in all of baseball. He's a big-game hunter. The mound presence, the focus, and the poise. The ability to use all his pitches to stay out of the heart of the plate. That's every starting pitcher and really pitcher in baseball's dream. To be able to change eye level with the fastball, but also use the sinker, use the split finger to not only produce swing and miss, but get ground balls, as you can see. I love what Jay Harris says on this show. Hey, infielders want to play too. Well, in big situations, as you can see, he's able to get ground balls. It gets Mookie in the game. It gets Kim in the game. It keeps everybody on their toes. And again, he's athletic enough to do his own PFP. Why? Because he throws strikes. If you're going up against him, you have to honor all the pitches because he throws strikes with every single thing, so you can't eliminate anything. And so it is truly fun to watch him pitch and really develop. I gotta be honest, ever since that first start he had in the Dodger uniform in Korea, that seems like it was 12 years ago, you know what I mean? Because ever since then, he has really emerged as the front-line ace and one of the best and most respectable arms in all of baseball. The numbers and the proof is in the pudding.
You see the innings pitched 7, and you see the hits, but look at the Ks. It's only 3, right?
Right.
But we saw in that K zone that D-Train really broke down a lot of soft contact to induce double plays, and that's what we want. I think one of the biggest moments in the game was that first inning, this pitch right here. The sinker, we're on first base, nobody out to start. The bottom half of the first inning, right there, kills the momentum.
Yeah.
Because Terrain's saying, okay, he doesn't want to walk me. Right. I'm going to give a fastball, I'm going to drive some of the gap. Now we're in business. Instead, double play, nobody on base, and here comes Contreras with nobody on. Those moments right there as a starting pitcher, and D-Train, you know this.
Yes.
Okay, sometimes, yes, you want to go full throttle. But there are times where, and CC Sabathia used to always tell me, I want to dangle the carrot.
Yeah.
Dangle the carrot to induce weak contact so I can get 2 outs for the price of 1. And that's what Yamamoto did today, inducing soft contact and inducing a couple of double play balls. And like you said, we all said this. We all want to play, man. We want to do our thing on the infield. Mm-hmm. He allowed his infielders to do their thing, and that's why he was able to pitch efficiently through 7.
And run support helps. Obviously, he didn't have that last time we saw him there as well.
Well, before we talk pitching, I just want to kind of talk to you about where you feel like your swing is at right now. Getting the results this weekend, how good did that just feel for you personally?
Great. Finally hit a ball to the left side of the field. I think that tells me a lot about where I'm at right now. I think we're trending in the right direction. It's all starting to come together, and I'm excited for it.
Working just with the pitchers, whether it was this game and game one, first, what did you see from just Yoshi as you guys were navigating through their lineup and really more of not seeing the swing and miss and putting the ball on the ground?
Yeah, I think they were swinging from the get-go. Kind of helped us for our game plan. Let Yoshi go deep in the game. Give the bullpen as little innings as possible to eat up. And obviously Tanner and Will came in, did their thing, but it was a good showing regardless of the miss, regardless of the strikeouts. I think it was really good stuff. It was quality from the get-go, and yeah, I'm glad we could only just give them that one in the first.
Just what's impressed you the most about this stretch that they're on?
I think they're pretty relentless. It's everyone wants the ball, regardless of who you are, regardless of the situation. They want to go out there. They want to succeed. They want to obviously show up for the team. And I don't think it's really in their head what they're doing right now. I don't think they're really aware of it. But I think that's a good thing about it is they just go out there, throw the ball, and good results come.
Obviously, we focus a lot on the relationship with the starters, but kind of how do you manage the handling of the pen, especially at a point like this where you guys have had so many different guys cycling through that unit?
I think it's just, obviously understanding the situation, but also understanding who it is and what they're good at. Allow them to be themselves on the mound, and we have a lot of guys that have plus pitches down there. Doesn't mean we have to land or lean on that pitch anymore, but yeah, they're going to create their own miss with the way their stuff is. It's just our job to really guide them, honestly.
Dave, with Yoshi Nobu today, what were you just seeing from him and how he was executing his pitches and navigating through their lineup?
I thought he was in complete control. I think even today didn't have feel for his curveball. Kept using it, which I like, but never really got a handle on it. But the split, the fastball, all that stuff were great. And then obviously for us to catch a lead, and attack on a little bit. Andy's homer was big. But, yeah, I thought Yoshi was in complete control today.
When you're looking at just what not only the rotation is able to do right now, but really what the bullpen is doing, to see just the continuation, the constant building on these really clean outings, what is that just what are you seeing from this group and what is it saying about them right now?
I think it's confidence. Regardless of who we run out there, when we run them out there, they all just seem confident. And I think, again, when you have a lot of guys in the pen that are confident throwing the baseball well, you can spread out the usage. And so, they all seem rested. They're all anxious to get out there and pitch and perform.
Kyle Tucker's OPS is almost to 800 now over the last few weeks. What have you seen from him that feels more Kyle Tucker-like?
Well, one thing is he's hitting lefties, which he's always done throughout his career. He got a big triple today, a big hit, but he's gotten a lot of big hits for us, and I think that's one part of it. I think that, I haven't dug into the numbers, but I do think his chase rate is down considerably in the last couple of weeks, and he's getting into good counts, and he's making, more solid contact.
We're leaving a lot of runners on the first few innings, but how much did it help just kind of drain that starting pitcher so he finally kind of ran out of gas there?
It was great. It was great. That's kind of a hallmark of what we do, and I think even this series from the outset, we got into the pen, used our leverage guys for multiples in a game that we ended up losing, and we did it again yesterday and today. So I think today, like you said, we did get to the starter, wasn't efficient, taking our walks when needed, and then we got to their lower leveraged arms, and that's a good recipe right there.
What do you think has kind of prompted going back to Kyle, just the plate discipline and the pitch selection that's been better?
I don't know. I know that he's built trust with the hitting guys, and there's a lot more back and forth conversations. No one, I would assume, doesn't want to chase out of the strike zone, especially with his DNA of controlling the zone. I think his mechanics are much more in sound and kind of where he wants to be. But I still think there's more in there. And I know he's not feeling perfect. But to speak to, the question earlier is that he's still, over the last couple weeks, has been really productive. But I think that the conversations, just being more comfortable in the batter's box.
How much did Andy throwing out Terang in the third inning change the outcome of the game?
It was big play, man. He's, the overall player, the WAR, the defensive value, not only getting to baseballs, but, the plays that he makes, he's got to be up there in league leading in assists by outfielders. It's a strong arm, it's an accurate arm, and it definitely flipped the momentum.
When you look at this road trip as a whole, just what were you most pleased with?
I think I was probably most pleased with we took care of business in Anaheim with the offense. San Diego was an emotional series that, I think we lost the first one, came back. So I think, the last two series, we lost the first one, came back to win both series. But I think I'm probably most proud of the bullpen as far as kind of what they've been doing. Because there's a lot of different guys that are the reason why they've been so successful recently. And I think the offensive fight is better this road trip.
What are you seeing out of 7-2 on a road trip at this point this season do for you?
Well, it keeps us in first place, I think. I just think it's like, we've passed a lot of tests. What does that do? I think it just kind of, gets us back to winning series, builds a little momentum, come home and, hopefully play well in front of our fans, and to just kind of, go into June playing really good baseball.
What are you seeing out of Kim right now that's missing at the plate?
He's back to chasing. I think he's passive when he shouldn't be, and then he's getting into bad counts. And I don't know if it's a mechanical thing, but he's been kind of grinding the last, quite honestly, the last month. It's been kind of tough for him, but he's playing good defense, which is great. He's a great teammate, which he always is, and he's preparing, competing, but right now it's just not working.
Is he going to be part of this conversation with Kike coming back?
I don't know. He'll be a part of it, because there's just, obviously, we got to make a decision, obviously, with, I'm hopeful that Max is not going to be on the IL, and, you got one spot, and you're talking, Espinal and seeing the value that he brings to our ball club and kind of the coverage, and, obviously with Kim being an infielder. So we're, so that's kind of where we're at in all honesty. But love both those guys, but we got to make a tough decision.
For Max, is the thought for him to have another image tomorrow on that hand, or do you guys feel like you're past that and just hoping to pick up the bat tomorrow?
I think I don't know necessarily know if we're past that, but I don't think we're going to do it tomorrow. I think that his improvement from yesterday to today speaks to we'll kind of kick the can on that one.
Yeah, I thought Sproat was really good, guys. I really did, but he wasn't as efficient. Yamamoto was efficient. You know what I mean? He kept attacking. We couldn't string hits together. He was very, very good. That's why he was MVP of the deal, and that's why he continues to be one of the top pitchers in the game. We had some chances early, but he really limited he didn't give up free bases. We gave up 6 walks, a hit by pitch, a wild pitch. That's too much. The Dodgers were solid. They played solid. They sat back, played solid. They got timely hits. You neutralize one of their stars, and another guy beats you. Tucker hits a shot right down the line over the bag, and that ends up being devastating. If that ball's right to the first baseman, we turn 2, it looks like a different ball game. So, it's the way it goes. Drohan, I thought, threw the ball really, really well. I thought Sproat threw the ball well, but he's got his pitch count crawling up to 90, which as high as we can go. We got 2 lefties coming up. We didn't get the job done when we had to there in that whatever inning that was.
Is there anything that you're seeing consistently from one start to the next that's leading to those higher pitch counts for Sproat and quicker hooks and the lack of efficiency?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of 3-ball counts. He's behind 2-0 a ton. But he's throwing the ball good, and he shows flashes of brilliance. That's what rookies do, I think there's huge upside for this kid. I'm excited as heck. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I mean, could we have left him for Tucker? Yeah, we could have. But, bottom line is we thought that was the better move, and it didn't work out. But.
Talk about those flashes from Sproul. We've seen it basically in every outing so far, but the end results kind of have all been similar. You talked to in the past about not just going to throw a guy out there to kind of figure it out at the big level. Just where do you guys kind of stand?
Well, he's so good. He's so good when he's good that it gives you hope. That, I mean, he's facing a great lineup today, but he's so good when he's good and he's done some great things for us already this year. He's had a couple of rough outings, but in no way, shape, or form would I think we're considering getting him out of there. I think conversely, we're not sticking with him. This guy's got a chance to be a high-end starter, and he's a rookie, so rookies are going to go through that. Just like if there was a guy in our lineup. Now, if there's a guy without that kind of stuff, Kurt, I see what you're saying. If there's a guy that we're popping in and out of there because of an injury or something like that, now that guy's got to be a little more efficient or we're not going to hang with him. But a kid like this has such upside that, we lived with some of this last year with Miz too, but he shows some brilliance, and today's outing wasn't ideal, but if you look at his line before Drone gave up the triple and the homer, it was a decent line with too many walks.
今回も最後までご視聴いただき本当にありがとうございました。動画の内容を楽しんでいただけたでしょうか。もしよろしければチャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。皆さんの応援が今後の動画制作の大きな励みになります。それではまた次回の動画でお会いしましょう。